Okay, I'm going to bring on my next guest. And here we have Charli Haynes.
Actually, that was Stuart Papp. My name should be Charlie Smear. Hey! But anyway, okay, hi. All right. Actually, I'm an ex-professional lady wrestler. Actually, in the 80s, I was a famous professional lady wrestler. And in the 90s, I was blowing up balloon animals at Coco's. Yeah, it's true. And, you know, it's hard because I was like one of those few lady wrestlers in the 80s because there wasn't a lot of them going around. And when I first got into wrestling, I basically wasn't making the kind of money that the guys were making. I mean, these guys were making a lot of freaking money, right? So I needed a part-time job, so I became an Avon lady. And soon after, I found that the two jobs clashed. I started drop-kicking housewives, and I sold a facial to Matilda the Hunt. Okay? What's wrong with that story, okay? And I want you guys to understand that I wasn't always a wrestler, you know. I came from a very, very classic home, you know. I started out as a ballet dancer, but I figured that Baryshnikov wouldn't want to lift a 150-pound woman during Swan Lake. But if they ever remake Rumble in the Bronx into a ballet, my phone will be ringing off the hook. You know what I'm talking about. And also, you know, I got to tell you something. Wrestling has done some real damage to me. I used to be a 5'2" brunette with tiny tits. Yes. And I also have back problems. All right, so they're not that big, okay? I understand. I usually stuff. Okay. Anyway, and, you know, I looked at why I got into wrestling. Now, why would a healthy young woman go into wrestling? You know, why? Why? Well, I realized it was because I was crying for attention, okay? Crying for this attention. And I basically came from a very dysfunctional family, like most comics do, you know. Yeah. Actually, my mother, she didn't know that my father had a plastic ear until one minute she was sucking it and the next minute it was lost in the sofa. And when she was angry at him, she'd pull his ear off, throw it across the room and say, "That's what you get for not listening to me." Yeah, she was Yugoslavian. She came from the old country. Anyway, the good thing is that she could nibble on his ear and he didn't have to be at home. Anyway, and also when I was in grade school, you know the show and tell thing, we had to bring things in for show and tell. And I brought a globe in, and my teacher, she was shocked. She said, "What's wrong with this globe? What's an ear doing on Brazil?" Yeah, it was just, you know, the ear of my father was very special to me. It was a way of connecting with my father, you know, because, you know, he wasn't around a lot. So if he left his ear at home, it was very, very special to me. And just like my poor, poor mother, she was so beautiful. She was such a beautiful woman, but she was missing her lower teeth. Okay? So this is what I had to grow up with. I was basically introduced to my father's teeth, my mother's teeth in a jar, my father's ear on the table. I accepted that. But the first time as a child I walked into their bedroom and saw a dildo on the table, I didn't know that was removable too. You know what I'm talking about? That's trauma. This is why I go to a therapist now. And I do all this birthing. You know what I mean? But you know, it's basically, I spent part of my childhood growing up with Gomer Pyle and Zsa Zsa Gabor on helium, okay? This is basically what my life was like. And, you know, now I want you, you know, I don't want you, whoever you are, yeah, the cute guy over there sitting with the beer, you know, at the couch. I see you. I do see you out there on TV. Yeah, you do. I know you do. Yeah. How about the lady that's sitting next to you? Tell her to go buy some popcorn. I see you kids. You shouldn't be watching this. You know, go. This is a nasty show. But where was I? Oh, my mother. I love, 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 love my mother. I really, really do. She's actually a very, very beautiful woman. As a matter of fact, she was the most gorgeous woman in her village. She could have her pick of the most eligible goat farm. Okay? This was a gorgeous frickin' woman. I think I emulate my mother to a certain degree, but without the babushka. You know what I mean? Without the frickin' babushka. And, my mother had a dream when she was in Yugoslavia, which was she wanted to be one of those movie stars, like, because she was in the 40s, she was in Yugoslavia. But her later dream was that she wanted to be a traffic reporter. Now, when you watch television, you see the Asian ladies, you see the African American ladies, you see the Latin ladies, but you never see a wrinkled Yugoslavian Catholic mother or woman doing the traffic report on television. Am I right? Of course I'm right. You know I'm right. So this is in dedication to my poor, sweet, beautiful mother, an aging Yugoslavian woman doing the traffic report on television.
The 405 freeway is a virtual parking lot, and there's nothing we can do. There's an overturned tanker truck at El Segundo. Why? Everybody's dinner is getting cold. Everybody going to the valley is screwed.
Thank you. That's my mother. Please, Mom, don't be watching this show. You know what I mean? But I think I also took the bad habits from, God, these pants. I got these pants at a yard sale, and is my zipper up? Yeah, look at that. My pants just won't fit. But anyway, my mom, I think I got her habits on relationships with men, and I've been trying to go to therapy, you know what I'm saying, to get out of the bad habits. But, I've had these guys in my life that I feel are really not there for me. Like, let me give you an example. I was dating this guy. I would strip for him. We had wild sex. I'd beat him. And when I told him I was into feng shui, he ran out the door. Hello! And then I was dating this guy about 2 years ago. His name was Robert. Ooh, I shouldn't say his name, but you don't know his last name, right? Brown. Anyway, he was a real control freak in bed. You know what I mean? Real control freak. Like, when we were in bed, he'd go, put your right arm over here. Put your right leg over here. Put your left leg over here. Put your left shoulder over here. After 3 months of putting up with this, I finally asked him, is this sex or the hokey pokey? You know what? I got to tell you something. I never came with him. I had an anti-orgasm, okay? And having sex with him was like having, I could have, it was so boring. I could have been having sex with him and been writing a brilliant screenplay. So anyway, but I'm still going to therapy and trying to work through my issues, because I feel that issues are like tissues, you know what I mean? There's always more in the box, and you know what I mean? Anyway, the reason I carry this is because I fear intimacy. And the reason I carry this is because I fear abandonment. Anyway, my name is Charli D. Haynes. D for dangerous.